Mission MUT Part 1 dropping tomorrow in Madden 23. A little bit of a complicated promo. The first part we're going to talk about are these sort of teams. I'm going to call this the green team. You're going to have 5 93 overalls, and they're all going to lead up to a 96 overall team kind of leader, and they're each going to give boosts. I know that sounds complicated, EA. This actually is a very unique idea, but I feel like the execution is a little bit off. But yes, there's the Quay Walker. This is like your green team captain. You get all those other 5 players, plus some players in part 2. You get able to get boosts. That boosts, of course, those players, those green players, and the Quay Walker team captain. Here is your red team. And 93 overalls seem to be the lowest overall cards in this program, so that's kind of unique. We've been getting 90 overalls across every single program in the past month, so 93 overalls are the lowest, which is going to have drastic impacts on the market and the reroll. Reggie Gilliam, this is your red team captain. It's called like Gilliam's G-Force, but I'm just going to call it the red team. Very, very easy. And then we got the blue team, Trey Turner here, 93 overalls. And I'll show the boost once we get all these cards in. But yes, these are the lowest overall cards. We're going to have 93 overalls, 96s, 98s, and a few 99s in this program. And yes, this is a 2-part program. A unique thing actually about this is this program part 2 should be on Monday and Tuesday of next week, since most of the content, I think the house rules as well as some sets expire on the 27th. So very interesting to note there. This should be a part 2 on next Monday and Tuesday and not Thursday. So we'll have Mission MUT part 2 as well as giraffe content next Thursday or next week at that. But here are the boosts. You can see just a combination. Again, the complaint for me is like we're boosting 93 overall cards and 96 overall cards just so they can compete with 98 overall cards. I would love to see these boosts be to 98s and 96s, so that way it kind of sets them apart from every single card in the game, rather than just making them equal playing field to the 98s. But then again, they're not going to have the abilities the 98 overall cards have. But now getting into the standard content. Again, this is the 96 overall heroes. The 93 overalls will go into sets. The 96 overall, just like team captains, you're going to be able to get those. You're only going to be able to actually choose one of those players, but you get it free through solo. So that's cool, but you can only choose one. You can't get all 3, which is kind of a little bit weird. But here are your 96 overall heroes. There actually are quite a lot of them, and they are pretty good statted-wise. You'll see here, I mean, Kobe Bryant, 97 speed. And these cards really, if only they got the best abilities in the game like 98s, you can contend these cards with the 98 overall cards. There's Chase Claypool, height with 97 speed, and your last 97 hero, Ed, or 96 overall hero, Ed Ingram. Now getting into your champions, there's only 2 98 overall champions. Again, a little bit different, unique about this promo. The first one being Antonio Gates, if I'm being honest. Not the best tight end. Only 95 speed is like really, really slow, just kind of like Jeremy Shockey. But here's your other champion, Jimmy Smith. Great card, man. 98 speed. New legend in the game. This is the first card he's gotten all year, which is really, really cool to see. The set to get these cards also is like the Ring of Honor 98. It's only going to require 3 96s. So the 98 overalls are still going to be expensive, but the 96 overalls are going to be expensive too. And then here is your Grand Master Champion, kind of like the Reggie White. Night Train Lane, 99 overall. It's our 3rd 99 gold corner already. 99 speed. He's a great card. And then, of course, to get him, you are going to need 2 98 overall champions. Again, we'll get a part 2. We'll get a part 2 with more champions. But for right now, one also thing about the set, it expires on April 27th. That's why I mentioned that date earlier. It expires on April 27th for some reason. Your LTDs are going to be Tua Tagovailoa, 98 overall. And he gets some really good on paper discount abilities, but we don't really know what the buckets are going to be. A lot of 0 AP. I think 0 AP Hot Rod Master, 0 AP Fearless. And then your other LTD is Justin Simmons, gold 99 overall. So they're kind of going with the whole 98, 198 LTD, 199 LTD for content moving forward, I guess. But those are your 2 LTDs and your champions. We also are getting a strategy card item that only boosts your Mission MUT players. I still probably would prefer the free agency one, which is plus 1 speed to every player on your team, but that is going to be on the table. We also are getting a field pass with 22 levels for the Mission MUT program. And they never show it, but we should expect a reroll for the program. Now, the 93 overalls are going to be the lowest overall in the reroll, so I expect it to be probably 50 to 60,000 training. I know it's a lot, but again, you can only pull 93s, 96s, and then 98/99s. And one thing to note, if you remember the Ring of Honor reroll or the Ring of Honor program, it only required 3 96s to build the 98, and the 96s are still 300k. This reroll actually might be really good because 93 overalls can be used in Easter egg sets, which Easter egg sets are still in the game. Hopefully they do not remove them. They give a lot of value to lower overall cards. And the 96 overall cards, which is only the second highest overall, or the second lowest overall you can pull, those are going to be really, really expensive because they're going to build the 98s, and the 98s are going to build Dick Lane. So the reroll actually might be really, really good tomorrow. Like, knock on wood, but the overalls make sense for it to be a really, really good reroll. In your last bit of news, Reduxes are not dropping on Friday. 97 overall Reduxes will be added to TVPs in all packs starting tomorrow. So you have one less day if you want to sell any 97 LTDs you have in your binder. Getting into the market talk. First up, we've got a little bit of a weird one. The AKA coin packs have been removed. Suddenly, of course, the point packs are still going to remain. The training pack is also still in the store, so maybe that becomes a little bit more valuable. But the coin packs were probably one of the best. They were one of the best coin packs in the game if you wanted to open packs. So sadly, they have been removed. Market-wise, there's not going to be too much we're going to be talking about for the next 7 days. The TVP being removed is the big date, but we really aren't going to discuss that right now. You can potentially sell your team, I guess you would say, this weekend, but I don't think a lot of people are going to be selling their team, as well as the high-end players. I don't know if they really, really crash like crazy when the TVP gets removed. Of course, trading will go down, but that's about it. There are two different investments that I like making right now, so let's get into them. Actually, before we do that, one thing I forgot to talk about, the Ring of Honor reroll, sadly, it's not nerfed by any chance. It's not like you're pulling lower overall cards, but what made the reroll really, really good was the 98 overall champions were going for, you know, 800, 850, 900k for the past few days. They have gone down to 750, 725. It became, now part of it is my fault, but it has become more of a mainstream reroll to liquidate your trading in. It was never a reroll to just buy training and roll and make profit. It was just the best way to liquidate the training or the assets you had in your binder from Easter. But sadly, the 98 overalls are down to like 740, 720k. So I wouldn't touch it unless they go back up to 800k, but it might be replaced by the Mission MUT reel, because those 98 overalls might go for a lot. The first of two investments, the first one being really, really standard. We have been doing this over the past few weeks and nothing really changes for here. 96 overall weekly wild cards are some of the most consistent cards to rise in price after their supply does diminish. Very, very simple explanation of why these cards rise. Tuesday and Wednesday, you've got the weekly wildcard packs. You've got supply onto the market. These cards drop down to 200k. And then once the packs do stop, we actually didn't even get a coin pack refresh on the weekly wildcard content this week. But after people stop pulling their packs, pretty much after Wednesday, these cards go up to 200 to 300k. Now, I don't know if they go up that much because we are kind of entering a period of the TVP going away and training now going down in price next week. So maybe these cards only rise to 250k this week. But even at that, buying these cards for 205k or less is the easiest thing you do. Yeah, you can buy as many as you want. I've bought quite a few. Again, there's not much to do in the market right now investing wise for the next 7 days, but this is something you can do right now. And lastly, this one is a little bit of a weird investment. I would also only recommend this one for people that have millions and millions of coins to waste, because these cards are going to be my binder for a very, very long time. And it is 93 overall team builders. The reasoning behind this investment, it's under 70,000 coins, is the target price, also under 205 for the 96 weekly wild cards. The reasoning behind this investment is, one, these cards are supplied from the Easter eggs. There's a medium Easter egg that gives out these cards. But the one thing is, first off, the set cost is around 100,000 coins. It requires 390 overalls and 386s. Again, that is like 100,000 coins right now. So these cards are only being supplied from makes. No one is doing the sets right now, because why would you do a set for 100k when the card is valued at 70,000 coins or less? But the main reason why I'm making this investment is for potentially team champions. Team champions content does require all team builders for every single team plus their team diamonds. So if we were, and I'd probably say it's like a 25 to 30% chance we get team champions this year. If we do get them, these cards will be required, and they will probably double or triple in price, because the only way you can get them again is through sets. So under 70,000 coins. This is why I say, like, you got to have kind of millions to waste, because these cards might be in my binder for 3-4 a month until we get team champions. Sorry for that. But yeah, 93 team builders, they aren't going to go down in price because the only supply. And once egg sets, I guess, eventually potentially get removed, these cards will go up even faster. But under 70,000 coins for a 93 team builder. You also can use them in the 95 team affinity sets. That is something to note. So under 70,000 coins, if you got millions to waste, I would say buy a few of these. But that's all for this video. Comment any questions, like if you have enjoyed, subscribe if you are new, and until next time, peace.